Yo, it's good, everybody. I think we got there you go. Oh snap! I got to hold up. Change the sound. Well, we can hear me. But I hope everybody's been doing good. Wait, hold on. Let me check the chat. Oh, snap. We got a tip? Yo. Hey, this is from Kilonix. Just tipped $10. Wow, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Kilonix, I don't think I've never met you. Let's see, I missed something here. Oh, Allie. Oh, so he was trying to donate and he got timed out? By who? Key-Man. Key-Man. It was like, nobody tips Ron but me. I've been doing this for 42 months. Man, I appreciate that for real. But hope everybody's been doing okay. Today's what? Wednesday for the Western Hemisphere. Today's Wednesday. Hope everybody's doing good. I got a page done. I was on stream till like 1 o'clock last night, so I did get a page done. I worked on a little bit of another page. I got distracted and wanted to do I guess a sketch of Kenshin Himura, but I went in and did the full illustration, so there's that. But yeah, you know, after I got done with that, I went back and tweaked some stuff, so it was like I said I was done and then I wasn't done all of a sudden, so yeah, that happened. But yeah, Yurt, what's good with you, Delon? Let's get it. Let's get it. But yeah, we out to finish another page today. I gotta get a page done a day the way we're rolling, and then I might have to squeeze in 2 pages somewhere. So that's where we at. But like I said, if I don't make it, y'all, I ain't killing myself over this. But I am going to try. I'm gonna try as if I was doing my own personal comic, which this is gonna end up somewhere. This could end up in the archives. Come on, man. Plus, my wife gave me the idea. I gotta at least try for that. You know what I'm saying? We gotta at least do that. Aww. Gotta do it. All right. We had some good shows too. I forgot where we left off. I think it was something with Static Shock. Yeah, like out, man. I knocked out. Like right afterwards, I was like, that was probably some of the best sleep I had. Dumbledore, hello, what's good with you, dog? Hope you doing good today. Yeah, ain't nothing like sleep after you done, you know what I'm saying, did a whole bunch of stuff and got like tired yourself out. It's like working out. Let's see here. I'm gonna come back to this. This is gonna be a part of the cover situation, so that's one part. But I put the actual page on Discord if you guys want to check it out. But this is what we came up with so far. I'm gonna add some like little tidbit things. Nothing like I could submit this and be fine, but there's like other stuff where I'm like, probably wanna adjust like little things. But this is fine. Let's see here. So we're going on page 3 today. This is after the rolling the title scene. I feel like I'm low. Kinda low. I need to turn it this. Damn, I fell a bit. It feels like it's way off, bro. Damn. Pull up some. There we go. That's weird. Slow but good. That's good. Get them gains. Yeah, getting them art gains. For real. I should be able to. Okay, once I start drawing. Okay, yeah, there we go. Alright, so we're going to be again in the focus mode. Let me turn this down. I just finished, I'm almost finished with The Boys, Keeman. I don't know if you've been watching it, but I got like 2 more episodes to go, season 5. I've been binge watching the crap out of that show. Let's see here. Should have the horrific price of creativity. Ooh. This is already hitting me in the feels already. I'll try to give credit to the video. Each one of them here. You bit behind right now? Yeah, I usually watch it like when I'm drawing and stuff, so it gives me a little bit of time to catch up. I gotta do that with other anime. Like, I wish I could just do that with Jujutsu Kaisen or popular anime. Brain ain't wanting me to do that for some reason. I don't know, when it comes to anime, I feel like my brain wants to like not do anything so I can enjoy everything about it. Name 15 characters? Sheesh. That's a lot, my boy. Oh, wait. There you go. That's a lot. Alright, let's go ahead and play this out.
This is art. But so is this. Art is a kaleidoscope of perceptions, and the lives of artists are even more multifaceted. Recently, I watched the theatrical adaptation of Look Back by manga visionary Tatsuki Fujimoto. Hailed as one of the finest anime adaptations in recent years, Look Back was nothing short of a gut-punching experience. I'll admit, my knowledge of Fujimoto's work is pretty surface level, mostly shaped by the chaos and carnage of... So stepping into the theater expecting something similar, only to be met with
just a regular slice of life. That's dope.
My initial reaction was, wait, someone
also this video is about Zelly.
Is brimming with themes, but at its core, it's a poignant exploration of the struggles that artists face on their journeys. Like other films such as Whiplash or Black Swan, it pulls back the curtain on the creative process and poses a haunting question. What if your greatest art is hiding behind your greatest fears? My name is Zelly, and this is how fears make masterpieces. Fujino and Kiyomoto are both artists, but their journeys could not be more different. We are first introduced to Fujino, the star of her school's weekly manga in the paper. Fujino is used to praise.
This artwork is sick.
She's intelligent, athletic, but most of all, she's an artist. She is seen with a sense of unmatched poise as she's praised by her fellow students. However, her confidence is put to the test as she's asked to relieve a set of her panels to Kiyomoto, a reclusive student whose social anxiety prevents her from attending class. She accepts. This gesture of goodwill is backhanded, as Fujino assumes that her art will undoubtedly outshine Kiyomoto's. When the issue is published, Fujino's world collapses. Kiyomoto's art is leagues ahead. It's refined and mature. For the first time, Fujino is faced with the painful realization that she's not as exceptional as she thought.
Seeing them next to each other, Fujino's strip looks kind of mid.
This marks the beginning of Fujino's first arc, grappling with imposter syndrome. She begins to question everything, from her talent, her worth, even her place in the world of art. The whispers of her classmates amplify her self-doubt. The once small classroom warps into a vast exam hall filled with hundreds of voices, all in
I gotta watch
praise of
that.
Kiyomoto.
I've never even heard of
Meanwhile,
this.
at the same exact time, Kiyomoto has her own struggles.
Hey, what's
Her
good, Autumn?
brilliance as an
Glad to have you in
artist
here.
comes at a cost. Her crippling anxiety. Unable to attend school, she pours all of her time into honing her craft. Kiyomoto remains frozen by her fear of change. Her fear traps her in a cycle of isolation, a common plight for creators afraid to take that first step out of their comfort zone. Kiyomoto's fear of what can be prevents her from ever finding out what will. What's important to remember while dissecting this film is that these characters are merely representations of their unique struggles and fears. They are two halves that come together to represent artistic struggle that resides internally as well as externally. So how do we overcome our trepidation? Let's dive deeper into how our characters conquer their fears. Fujino and Kiyomoto's relationship evolves throughout the film, showing how they overcome their fears together. Fujino wrestles with her fear of inadequacy and feeling outclassed by others, while Kiyomoto struggles with the fear of change. Fujino's struggles begin just 10 minutes into the film. After Kiyomoto's first entry into the school paper, Fujino's fears take a form that we've seen before: total obsession. Seasons come and go as she relentlessly works to surpass her one-sided rival, but her pursuit of perfection spirals into isolation and frustration. This unrelenting descent into obsession mirrors the journey of Andrew in Damien Chazelle's Whiplash. Both characters cut themselves off from anything unrelated to their goals, sacrificing relationships.
This is why I don't think that we should be together.
And causing those in their life to worry.
Mom and Dad don't bring it up, but they're legitimately worried about you. We all are.
All in a chase of an ever-elusive sense of worth. Their relentless efforts end in the same failure. Fujino fails to surpass Kiyomoto for one final time.
I give up.
And Andrew crashes down violently due to the immense pressure that he's under.
Okay, look, why don't you just tell Fletcher that I'm coming, you motherfucker!
After facing devastating failures, both characters turn away from their passions. Fujino retreats into the simplicity of childhood, ice cream, sports, and the mundane rhythm of ordinary life. Andrew, on the other hand, picks up the pieces by leaving his father's house and finding solace in the quiet grind of a coffee shop. These two once burning souls who lived and breathed their crafts now exist in complete sobriety from the very things that define them. And yet, their path to resolution mirrors each other in poignant ways. As the school year ends, Fujino is tasked with delivering Kiyomoto's diploma, marking the first step in a journey that will profoundly reshape her understanding of art and herself. When Fujino enters Kiyomoto's eerily quiet home, she's overwhelmed by the sheer dedication on display. Mountains of sketchbooks line the walls, each one a silent testament to Kiyomoto's relentless practice. Amidst the stillness, Fujino discovers an empty manga strip, a fragile spark that reignites her dormant passion. In a twist of fate, the panel slips under Kiyomoto's door, prompting an emotional chase. Fujino tries to flee, but Kiyomoto catches up to her and delivers a stunning revelation. She has always been Fujino's biggest fan. The one person Fujino believed had trampled her ambitions turned out to be her greatest supporter. This moment of clarity mirrors Andrew's arc in Whiplash, where the teacher who seemingly breaks him is also the one who pushes him towards his most transcendent performance. For both Fujino and Andrew, these pivotal revelations force them to confront the fears that have held them back: failure, inadequacy, and the vulnerability of striving for greatness. Fujino and Kiyomoto decide to collaborate on a manga contest, unknowingly jump-starting their journey to heal and grow together. Similarly, Andrew's journey culminates in a triumphant yet harrowing performance where he embraces the very thing that devastated him, allowing him to reach the heights that he so desperately desired. Fujino and Kiyomoto's Fujino's partnership in the manga competition becomes the turning point. As they work tirelessly on their entry medal parade, Fujino's worries begin to fade. Together, they create something greater than either could achieve alone. Fujino learns to embrace her unique strengths as a storyteller, realizing that while her art might not rival others, her ability to create compelling worlds and characters sets her apart. She is able to shed this fear of imperfection and shortcoming through the realization that she doesn't have to be the best at everything. She doesn't have to be the sole recipient of praise or be able to triumph over every challenger. She just has to be herself and utilize her strengths and what makes her special to achieve great things without the need to vilify others as motivation. She overcomes the fear of inadequacy through the acceptance of her own shortcomings, alongside a renewed confidence in her innate talents.
Bro, I gotta watch this movie. This seems pretty legit. You know, say it one more time for the people in the back, man. That was pretty dope. You know, definitely learning how to be yourself. You don't have to be what you think is perfect. You just gotta be you. That's it.
In the end, this allowed her to become an even better artist through her charismatic leadership and boundless vision. This realization is crystallized during a poignant moment. On a bitterly cold winter night, Fujino and Kiyomoto step into a convenience store, eager to find out who won the manga competition. Flipping through the vibrant, colorful pages of the latest shonen magazine, their eyes widen with excitement as they discover the announcement. They've won the competition they poured their hearts into.
Nice.
The air inside the convenience store buzzes with their joy. The grand prize, a total of 300,000 yen, roughly 2,000 USD, feels like more than just money. It's a symbol of their hard work and dedication. For Fujino, this moment serves as a satisfying conclusion to her current journey, while for Kiyomoto, it marks the beginning of a new chapter filled with promise and possibility. Fujino offers to bring Kiyomoto out for a day in the city. They eat crepes, watch a movie, go to the bookstore,
I'll
and
definitely
at the
check
end
it
of
out,
share a
Dumbledore.
train ride back to their town. One of the best aspects of art is its ability to bring people together. All throughout the film, there's a visual motif of the two characters holding hands to signify their attachment towards each other. We first see this during the day trip in the city, Kiyomoto's assumedly first time out with friends ever. Through their art, Kiyomoto has now made a lifelong friend, someone who complements her weaknesses with strengths of her own. Their friendship allows Kiyomoto to break out of her shell. She follows Fujino into the world, learning how to draw beaches from feeling the waves at her feet and mastering perspective by witnessing the scale of the Tokyo Tower. She is able to apply all of her experiences into her artwork, experiences that would have never come to fruition without Fujino to lead her there. More specifically, we see Kiyomoto grow and flourish out of her timid, repressed state of being. She is ready to begin her own life, facing her own challenges and fighting her own battles. But in order to chase this new aspiration, she must overcome one final fear. Fujino's new series Shark Kick becomes serialized and Kiyomoto drops the bomb. She cannot help her. She can't assist in Fujino's dreams because she has her own to pursue and fulfill. Kiyomoto must confront Fujino about her desire to go to art school,
I want to go to an art college.
which means an unfathomable amount of human interaction, trials and tribulations, and the inability to revert back to her old ways. Fujino erupts, spewing acidic speech at her, trampling on her aspirations, becoming the very antagonist that attempted to sway her when she was a child. Through it all, Kiyomoto holds firm, cementing the change that she has gone through. She is no longer stunted by fear.
I just want to be a better artist.
This relationship dynamic is eerily
Bro,
reminiscent
that
of
is
Nina and her
crazy.
mother in Darren Aronofsky's Black Swan. This film is about Nina, a dancer who is given the lead role in the Broadway show Swan Lake. Nina is unable to master this role due to her timidness and inability to let go. This final conversation between Fujino and Kiyomoto resembles the strained relationship between Nina and her own mother. Nina's mother, a failed artist, keeps her in a constant state of adolescence. She fills her room with childlike arrangements and has almost complete control of her autonomy and identity. Nina finally escapes from her mother's vice grip around her life, thus enabling her to fully let go and transcend into the Black Swan. Although Fujino and Kiyomoto's relationship is nowhere near as abusive and traumatic as that of Nina and her own mother, both Nina and Kiyomoto must break free from the invisible chains of those who desire to control them. Do you remember the hand-holding motif? Well, prior to this conversation, we see Kiyomoto's grip finally and fully release from that of Fujino, signifying her detachment from Fujino's lead, but also from her fears that have held her back for so long. Fujino downplays this revelation, claiming that she can simply hire assistants in order to replace Kiyomoto, the same way Nina's mother begins to stonewall her after finally breaking her chains.
Why don't you wake me up? I'm moving out.
This reaction from Fujino is really surprising. The volatility that she expresses is not a result of animosity or abusive control, but rather a verbal manifestation of Fujino's fears bubbling back up to the surface. Kiyomoto is the sole reason why she started art again. She has been foundational to her own success, and without her, then who knows where she would have been. Fujino in that moment begins to spiral. She bargains with Kiyomoto to maintain the status quo. Kiyomoto holds firm, unwavering against Fujino's barrage of deterrence. She enrolls into art school and begins her studies to become a better artist. For Kiyomoto, she has finally overcome her fears. Fujino begins the serialization for her manga, Shark Kick. The claims that she can replace Kiyomoto are easily dismissed.
But I don't think it's working out. Can we pivot to anyone else? I definitely need more assistance.
Despite being more than 10 volumes deep into her manga, she still struggles to find worthy assistants that can fill the crater of Kiyomoto's absence. The two characters seemingly have everything that they could have wished for, but all good things must come to an end. As Fujino tirelessly slaves over her drawing tablet, her work is interrupted by breaking news on TV. Reports of an axe-wielding maniac at Kiyomoto's school wring Fujino to her core. As she calls Kiyomoto's phone that returns nothing but an endless ring, she clings to any semblance of hope. It proves to be in vain as she begins to receive an incoming call from her mother, confirming that Kiyomoto was slain during the attack. Fujino struggles with the loss of her best friend. After the funeral, Fujino returns to Kiyomoto's home. Sketchbooks
What's
and
good,
art supplies
Midnight?
still litter
Thanks for
all
joining the
throughout
stream.
house. As she continues towards her old room, she finds the original manga strip that served as the catalyst for their introduction. She completely breaks down. She's reminded of her influence on Kiyomoto's life and begins to feel guilt for what happened. She goes on to say,
Kiyomoto is dead. And it's all because of me.
as
Dang,
jarring
that's
as the scene is,
wild,
I could
bro.
not disagree more. It's not that without Fujino, Kiyomoto wouldn't have died, but rather without Fujino's influence, Kiyomoto would have never truly lived. As she struggles with grief, she finds a 4-panel manga strip drawn by Kiyomoto at some point. The panels tell a story eerily reminiscent of the events that transpired. Fujino storms into Kiyomoto's room and sees volumes of Shark Kick in abundance, posters on the wall, and an empty Shonen Jump survey that will never be filled. Fujino turns around and sees the very coat that she signed when they first met is still hung up on the door, a testament to how much Kiyomoto truly admired her best friend. The story ends on a somber question. Why do you draw? Following the loss of Kiyomoto, Fujino now must ask herself that question once again, and finally overcome the fear that has followed her for so long. At first, Fujino is consumed by a fierce drive to compete with Kiyomoto, a rival whose art feels leagues ahead of her own. Everything changes after Kiyomoto's tragic death. In revisiting their shared past, Fujino begins to see their connection in a new light. She realizes how deeply Kiyomoto's artistry and encouragement had shaped her own creative journey. This realization shifts something within her. The insecurities that once festered inside dissipate. Her fear of inadequacy transforms into somber determination. She returns to work, taping Kiyomoto's panels to the window to serve as an unending sense of purpose. Now having a new answer to the question, why do you draw? Look Back and other stories in the same vein all share one lesson. Beyond your fears lies the art that will define you, waiting patiently for your courage. Like Fujino, Kiyomoto, Andrew, or Nina, you have the ability to overcome the hurdles that hold you back. You have the ability to become a great artist, chef, musician, entertainer, communicator, teacher, and everything in between. All that awaits is for you to take the first step. Keep your head held high, and most importantly, don't look back. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the video. If you're new here, consider subscribing.
Man, that
if you
was
like
deep,
anime
bro.
and
I ain't
film
gonna lie.
discussions
That was
just
good.
like these. If you're returning, I know that it's been a while, but hopefully this video marks a pivot for a much more consistent 2025. And before you leave,
It's
check out one of these
2026, bro.
videos on screen right now. I promise that they are just as good. Thank you again so much for watching. My name is Zelly, and I'll see you next time.
Growing up in the golden era of the Xbox, the dream started with the Xbox 720 and rapidly drifted towards the Xbox handheld. The Nintendo DS was an absolute banger, the PSP had a snazzy UMD disc and groundbreaking graphics. Heck, even Nokia had its Engage portable gaming system. So it only made sense that Microsoft was going to get into the handheld game sooner rather than later. Well, after 20 years of waiting, they let us down again. Well, kinda.
I didn't know where he was going with that. Oops.
Okay, so what did Microsoft really do here? Microsoft just did something nobody expected. They partnered with Asus to completely remake how Windows works on a handheld, instead of trying to make their own. And the result is pretty good. The new ROG X Ally X finally solves a problem that's plagued PC gaming handhelds since day one. Windows is atrocious on handheld PCs, but this device, it doesn't feel nearly as much like a PC after the initial setup. It feels more like a real console. Sometimes. We're talking about a device that absolutely crushes most of the competition in performance, has some of the best ergonomics ever put on a handheld, delivers genuinely decent battery life, and costs less than most competitors with the same chips inside. Albeit it costs more than what I paid for my first car. Let's start with what makes the
That's
ROG
a no for
Xbox
me.
Ally X genuinely different from everything else out there. Microsoft and Asus partnered to create something called the Xbox Full Screen Experience, or FSE for short. And honestly, this is the real star of the show. Here's what blows my mind about it. When you turn on the handheld, you don't boot into Windows, you boot straight into a beautiful console-like interface. No messy desktop, no confusing background process, just clean, dedicated gaming UI, and it feels like you're holding an Xbox, not a PC. During your initial boot up process, you will go through some of the typical Windows setup processes, but after that, you're golden. The FSE does something pretty remarkable under the hood too. It disables all those unnecessary Windows background tasks and frees up about 2 gigs of system memory. Now that might not sound like much, but on a handheld where RAM is shared with GPU, that's a massive deal. Every bit of performance counts, and the FSE makes sure that you're not wasting resources on anything that doesn't help you play games. And here's the beauty of it. It's genuinely fast. The UI is responsive, intuitive, and everything you need is just a button press away. Press that new Xbox button and you get instant access to audio settings, brightness controls, network options, and performance monitoring. It's the kind of polish you'd expect from a dedicated gaming device, not a modified Windows PC. But, and this is cool, you're not locked in. You can launch Steam, Epic, and access your entire game library from every platform all in one place. It's like having everything you need without the clutter. Alright, let's talk about what this thing actually feels like in your hands, because that's huge for handheld devices. Asus completely redesigned the grips. The result is fantastic. Instead of those square, somewhat awkward edges from previous Allies, you now get proper controller style grips that feel like an actual Xbox controller. And honestly, it's noticeably more comfortable to hold even though the device is slightly heavier at just over 1.5 pounds. The build quality is top tier. You're looking at a sleek matte black finish with LED rings around the full-size thumbsticks that look absolutely gorgeous.
I think it's cool though. Buy it, so I want to keep watching it.
China just shocked the world with what they're building. But here's what no one's talking about. While Western media keeps you distracted, China's quietly racing ahead, building
China.
a future that looks straight out of science fiction. AI systems that think for themselves. Machines that replace humans.
There you go, the line. They think for themselves now. Jesus. It's over, dog. We're here. I think it's AQI. I think that was it. Or AGI.
Cities run
I think
entirely
that's
by
what it was.
algorithms.
AGI.
And yet, barely a whisper in the West. Because what's happening right now isn't just about smart cities or flying taxis. China's building something far more powerful, a robot army. And once you see what it can do, you'll realize the future isn't coming. It's already here, and China's leading it. Let me start with something that sounds impossible. Remember when pizza delivery meant waiting 30 to 45 minutes and hoping it would still be warm? Well, China said not anymore. They've created a whole network of delivery drones that can bring your food in just 15 minutes, and they're accurate to the exact minute.
Dang.
The company Meituan has already made over 300,000 deliveries using drones. That's like delivering food to every person in a medium-sized city. The drones fly on set routes and drop packages at special boxes, so there's no waiting around for a delivery person. But it gets even crazier in the countryside. JD.com has drones that can carry 5 to 30 kilograms. They call it a pickup truck in the air, and it's connecting villages that never had fast delivery before. Do you think that's impressive? Well, here's something that will make your jaw drop. This year alone, 15 million new cars in China will have robot brains that can drive themselves. That means 2 out of every 3 new cars can drive without a human touching the steering wheel. But let me tell you about the GUA-01, the world's first car with a real AI brain. This isn't just self-driving. This is a car that can literally think and talk to you. The GUA-01 has an AI partner called Simo that you can talk to just like a friend. You can stand outside your car and say, "Simo, come pick me up," and it will drive itself to you from up to 2 kilometers away. Here's what's absolutely incredible. The GUA-01 is powered by dual NVIDIA Orin chips with 508 TOPS of AI computing power, 11 HD cameras, 12 ultrasonic sensors, and 5 radar systems. That's more sensors than a military drone. It can park itself, change lanes, avoid obstacles, recognize traffic lights, and even make unprotected left turns in busy city traffic. Have you ever thought of BYD's Yangwang U8? It can do a tank turn, spinning 360 degrees in place like a spinning top. The car's 4 independent motors can make each wheel turn in opposite directions, letting it rotate without moving forward or backward. It can also crab walk sideways into parking spaces by moving all 4 wheels in the same direction.
What?
The Yangwang U8 SUV can even drive into water that's almost 5 feet deep, float like a boat, and actually move through water at 3 kilometers per hour by spinning its wheels.
That's
Imagine
crazy.
this. There's a flood, and instead of being stuck, you just drive your car into the water and boat your way to safety. It can stay floating for 30 whole minutes. This isn't a concept car. You can actually buy this right now.
That's
the
crazy.
IM Motors L6 can slide horizontally into parking spots like it's dancing.
The Spy Kids
Using
car,
its
right?
four-wheel steering
Yeah.
system and independent electric motors, it can reduce parking space requirements by 11% and has a turning circle of just 4.99 meters. That's half the size of normal cars. Even more amazing, the BYD Denza Z9 GT can parallel park by literally power sliding into tight spots. The car uses its electric motors to spin the rear wheels in opposite directions, while the front wheels provide the pivot point, letting it slip sideways into spaces that seem impossible. And if you think that's impressive, wait till you see what BYD built next. Their U9 Extreme supercar can go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 2.36 seconds. That's faster than you can say super speed. It just shattered every speed record on Earth, reaching 496.22 kilometers per hour, making it not just the fastest Chinese car ever built, but the fastest production car in the world. But here's the absolutely mind-blowing part. The BYD Yangwang U9 can literally dance. This $236,000 supercar has something called the D-Suzek system that can make the car jump up to 75 millimeters in the air, hop over obstacles, and even synchronize movements to music.
Bro. What's going on right now? So they got the low rider special for real. Like I can't even get this joint so crazy. I can't even get my sound thing going. That's crazy, bro. Like they literally got a dancing machine. Well, we can't do that. Budget cut, y'all. Sorry. We can't do that. Budget cuts. Gas is up. We can't do that right now. Apparently. Elon, what's up, dog? Why you can't do this? This is crazy. Bouncing cars for real? On beat? Like this thing can break dance? We got breakdancing cars before GTA 6. Are you gonna be able to do this in GTA? Bruh. Like, what's going on, man? This is crazy, bro.
You can literally watch a 1,287 horsepower supercar dancing
and it
to
jumps.
A beat. The crazy part? This isn't just a party trick. The system reacts in just 40 milliseconds and can lift each wheel by 75 millimeters at speeds up to 500 millimeters per second. It's faster than you can blink. That's more powerful than any production car that has ever been built. It will be faster than the Lamborghini, Ferrari, and even the $2 million Rimac Nevera. But here's what's scary for other car companies. BYD just became the first automaker globally to reach 10 million new energy vehicles. And they're selling these dancing supercars for $236,000, while a Ferrari costs over $500,000. But here's the amazing part.
That's the messed up part right there.
85% of Chinese people are totally comfortable letting a robot drive them around, while only 39% of Americans feel the same way. China is literally racing into the future, while other countries are still scared to try. They're testing self-driving taxis in 19 different cities with 16,000 test cars on 32,000 kilometers of special roads. That's like driving around the entire Earth and still having roads left over. Well, That's AI crazy, cars are taking the world to the next level, but if we talk about their charging, they take hours to charge, right? Well, BYD just broke that problem forever. Their new batteries can charge so fast that 5 minutes of charging gives you 400 kilometers of driving. That's like driving from one city to another with just a quick bathroom break worth of charging. They call it the 1 megawatt charging system. That's 1,000 times more powerful than charging your phone. In fact, it's now faster to charge an electric car than to fill up with gasoline.
Bro, that's crazy.
But China did not stop there. China also has built trains that don't even touch the ground. They float using magnets. These maglev trains recently reached 404 miles per hour in just 7 seconds. That's faster than most airplanes when they're taking off. In testing, one train reached over 620 miles per hour. That's literally faster than commercial planes flying in the sky. With trains this fast, you could travel from Beijing to Shanghai in just 2.5 hours instead of 5.5 hours. Well, if you think floating trains at 620 miles per hour are mind-blowing, here's what will really shock you. China isn't just building futuristic technology. They're building futuristic minds. While we're teaching kids basic math, China is turning their children into AI experts. Starting this year, every kid in Beijing as young as 6 years old is required to take AI classes for at least 8 hours every school year.
Dang.
That's millions and millions of kids learning to use AI before they even learn multiplication. China has chosen 184 schools to test even more advanced AI programs. By the time these kids are adults, they'll be controlling technology that doesn't even exist yet. It seems like there's almost no field left where China hasn't used AI. But have you ever imagined a country building an entire highway without a single worker? Well, China just did it. They recently built a road using 100 self-driving haul trucks, massive machines that can each carry 85 tons and drive completely on their own. No human driver, no brakes, even in freezing temperatures as low as minus 40 degrees Celsius. And it doesn't stop there. Chinese companies have now deployed entire robot fleets for road construction, including 10 autonomous road rollers and 2 giant pavers that build highways automatically using GPS and smart algorithms. They're literally building the roads that other robots will drive on. China's next goal? To have 5,000 self-driving haul trucks operating across the country by the end of this year. And judging by their pace, that might happen sooner than anyone expects. Flying in China is like stepping into the future. At 62 airports, 557 security channels use facial recognition, so you don't need a ticket or an ID card. The system already knows who you are just by scanning your face. At Shanghai Hongqiao Airport, you can check in, drop your bags, pass security, and board your flight without speaking to a single person. The entire process takes just 12 seconds per passenger. Beijing's largest airport has over 600 biometric checkpoints, 250 automatic gates, and 80 self-service stations, all powered by facial recognition. Everything happens automatically. You just walk through and the cameras do the rest. But it's not just at airports. Across China, cameras are everywhere, watching, analyzing, and recognizing faces in real time. China has installed more than 200 million surveillance cameras. That's 4 times more than the entire United States. They call it the Skynet system, and it uses facial recognition to track every person in the country.
They're fine with calling it something is bad?
Identify anyone not wearing.
So they're fine with calling it Skynet. This is crazy, bro. They want this for real. They literally want the apocalypse for real. They heading straight forward. They like, you know what, man? Let's do it. What's the worst that can happen? Let's see if this is real. Like, I think they really looked at the movies and go like, this ain't real, but you know, we're gonna play with it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get it right to the edge, man. Whoever got that to the edge, they literally like pushed that guy off and said, yeah, we're just doing it. We don't care. Cause this right here, at first I was like, yeah, I'd like to go and visit. But this right here, heck no. No. Nah.
Wearing a mask and even predict crimes before they happen. Police officers even wear AI-powered smart helmets that can scan crowds and instantly identify wanted criminals.
Dang.
This technology is incredibly powerful, and China is moving ahead fast with AI, while the rest of the world is struggling to keep up. We make online payments by scanning cards or using our phones, right? Well, China has already taken it one step further. There, you can make payments without a card or even a phone. Sounds impossible? They're doing it with their palms. It might sound like magic, but it's real. Millions of people in China are already paying for things just by showing their hand. Tencent's WeChat Palm Pay scans the lines and veins in your palm. It's more secure than fingerprints and faster than pulling out your wallet. Over 1,500 stores are already using it, with an error rate of less than 1 in a million. Students use it at universities. Travelers use it on trains. And soon, people might not need cash, cards, or even phones to pay for anything. But here's where it gets even crazier. In China, people aren't just going cashless. They're letting robots do their jobs for them.
This can't be this ain't all of China, bro. This is like Hong Kong or something, right? Like this ain't all of China, bro.
Perfect kung fu
this is
moves,
crazy.
dance like a pro, and even run faster than most adults. Meet the Unitree G1 robot. It's not just any robot. The G1 stands 1.32 meters tall, about 4'4", and weighs 35 kilograms with its battery. It has 23 moving joints, giving it human-like motion. It can walk, run, jump, sit, stand, shake hands, and wave, all with incredible balance and precision. It moves so naturally you'd swear there's a person inside. But here's the crazy part. It's not just for show. The G1 can help with daily tasks like carrying objects, opening bottles, or cleaning up your room. And when you're bored, it can break into kung fu routines, stick dances, or any choreography you program. It's also smart enough to fold itself up for easy storage or transport, like packing a suitcase. And here's the real shocker. It costs just $16,000. That might sound pricey, but compared to other humanoid robots that cost hundreds of thousands, it's almost a bargain.
Bro.
And wait, there's more. They also made robot dogs called the Go-To. These aren't cute pet robots. These are serious working dogs that weigh only 15 kilograms but can run at 2.5 meters per second. But here's what makes them absolutely incredible. They can walk upside down, do backflips, front flips, cartwheels, and even adaptive rollovers while climbing over obstacles. These robot dogs understand voice commands thanks to GPT technology, can shake hands, stretch, dance, and even take photos. The coolest part? They have 4D LiDAR that can see 360 degrees around them with almost no blind spots, detecting things as close as 0.05 meters away.
Yeah, bro, I'm old.
The Go2 Pro can run up to 11 miles per hour and has an intelligent side-following system that lets it jog alongside you while automatically avoiding obstacles. Plus, they made a wheeled version called Go2W that can roll across any terrain while carrying 6.6 pounds of stuff. The scary part? At the 19th Asian Games in Hangzhou, robot dogs were already working on the field, transporting discus and javelin, and the crowd went wild. They're already being used by police and military around the world. Now, let's talk about something that will give you goosebumps. There's a company called X Robots making androids. That's
Yes.
robots that look exactly like humans. I'm talking about robots with real-looking skin, perfect teeth, and eyes that blink just like yours.
Ew.
These robots have 140 different ways they can move their face and body. That's more than most humans. They cost about $280,000 each, and it takes a whole month just to make one because every tiny detail has to be perfect, even down to the pores on their skin. But here's what's absolutely incredible. X Robots has already built over 200 humanoid robots, and they're now producing 500 plus units per year in their massive factory in Dalian. They've even resurrected famous scientists like Albert Einstein, Stephen Hawking, and Thomas Edison as talking robots that can tell their life stories.
Yeah, it is.
These robots are
Same.
already working in science museums, hotels, schools, and government offices across China.
Like, don't get me wrong. I like some ideas about like robots and stuff, but like in the right hands. And unfortunately, we lived in a weird world where weird people exist. So I don't want robots because it's just not gonna work, man. I don't see I don't see what's the purpose outside of, like, I get the purpose. It's companies that we learned about this last night about the 2K games, like how they psychologically can manipulate people to buy stuff. Like they're probably doing the same thing with these freaking robots. Like they're gonna have somebody have a robot that's gonna like do all their stuff for them. It's like, look guys, I get to relax. Don't have to worry about the world anymore. Cause I got this robot as my slave. I don't know, man. It's just weird. Really weird, man. It makes me just want to have like a farm and just yeah, you know what? I do not like those strawberries. I'm gonna make my own strawberries. That's what we're gonna do. That's gonna be very tedious, so we're gonna come back to that.
The company opened the first robot museum in the entire country where you can meet robot versions of historical figures. Here's what's frightening.
That's
In a few
freaky.
years, you might not be able to tell if you're talking to a human or a robot. What happens when these robots become cheaper and everyone can buy one? And while we're still trying to figure out if robots can replace basic human interaction, China is already using
Death
them
by
in the most
strawberries.
advanced fields imaginable. China has built AI machines that can find your veins and draw your blood with more precision than the world's best nurses. No more painful needle
Strawberries,
pokes,
man,
no
man.
more let me try the other arm. But that's just the beginning. Chinese hospitals have deployed automatic medication delivery robots that pick up medicines from the pharmacy and deliver them directly to patient wards in minutes instead of hours. So, no more waiting for overworked nurses. No more life-threatening medication delays. These robots know exactly which medicine goes to which patient and navigate busy hallways automatically. But here's something that will absolutely blow your mind. Chinese doctors are now performing surgeries on patients who are 8,000 kilometers away.
That's
in
real.
Xinjiang, surgeons operated on
That's-
patients using robotic
that's-
systems while
hold up.
sitting in completely different cities.
I get to speak on this. That's something that's done here in America too. That's at least one thing I can cop for sure. I know for a fact we done here. My pops got worked on by a robot. That's what I said about the robot thing. Not, you know what I'm saying? I can understand, you know, have some robots here and there. That's not weird. It's just these sickos, bro, that I don't want them to have. Just don't want them to have it at all. But you know, my pops is here today because of a robot, so I'm in a love-hate relationship with him.
Thousands of miles away. That was about remote areas. But what if the doctor itself is a robot? Meet Dr. Alfred, an AI robot surgeon so realistic you'd think he's human. This hyper-realistic robot communicates fluently, understands multiple languages, and answers medical questions like a real doctor. China has also built the world's first AI hospital with 14 robot doctors and 4 robot nurses. These robot doctors treat 3,000 patients in just one day. These robot doctors are right 93% of the time, better than many human doctors. Well, if China has used AI in cars, construction,
that
travel,
$100,000
shopping,
student
food delivery,
loan
and
debt
medical,
is getting a little
then
crazy,
how can it
huh?
stay behind in something even more basic? The food we eat? China is also using smart technology in farming. The DJI Agris T100 is a powerful farm drone that can carry 100 kilograms of seeds or pesticides. It sprays crops automatically, works at night, and uses smart sensors to avoid obstacles. The drone can spread seeds very fast and helps farmers work more efficiently. Another amazing machine is the 108-arm cotton topping robot. This robot has advanced sensors and cameras that help it see and work precisely. It can trim cotton buds on 26 to 40 hectares of cotton fields every day. The robot works 120 times faster than human workers. There's also the GPS-enabled transplanter, an automated machine that can plant crops on 6 to 7 hectares of land in just one day. This smart machine can do the work of 80 to 100 people, saving farmers a lot of money on labor costs. These smart farming machines show how China is using AI to grow food better and faster. China isn't just building cool technology, they're building all of it at the same time, and they're doing it faster than anyone thought possible. And this isn't the end. This is just the beginning.
Of course it is.
Every single one of these technologies is going to get better, faster, and cheaper.
Bro, I do not like the way this guy is talking about it.
When will this technology spread to other countries? And are you ready for a world where cameras know everything about everyone?
Like, it was cool when he was talking about the cars and whatnot, but it got creepy towards the end.
Hey, it's me, Goku! Is that all you got, fat?
Oh boy, another day, another Sean Schimmel controversy to talk about. Now, if you guys did not know, right, if you have not been keeping up, right, so there's this video going around, and Sean Schimmel going around in a speaking panel, right, and he gets asked this question from a fan, and he gets really, really personal about it, almost to where the point that I feel like he was about to have like some sort of like breakdown, or just some sort of like he was just that, like he was like at the point in which he just did not even want to talk anymore, and all because somebody in the crowd asked him about his opinion about Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Yes.
Oh yeah, you don't like that.
All because of that.
Are you serious?
Now look, I have a bit of history with Sean Schimmel myself, and I wasn't gonna say it was like the most, you know, the most amazing experience, but it was one of the weirdest experiences I ever had in my entire life, because it started off a little bit rocky, but you know, we eventually kind of had an understanding, right? I have a video up for it like a long time ago about my experience meeting with him,
bro.
And a lot of people seem to be on the fence that Sean Schimmel is just not really the greatest guy to just meet up. He can be a really hot-headed individual sometimes and can be really nice at times, but I mean, I feel like that's everybody, all right? I feel like everybody has the right to, you know, act in a certain way, especially when you're voicing one of the most popular anime characters of all time. I'm just gonna play the clip, and then I'm just gonna give my piece about it, and I'm gonna try my best to not interrupt it as much as I can, because I want you to just get the best picture around here.
Hi, since you guys are privy to what's been going on the internet as far as Dragon Ball Z goes, have you ever heard of Dragon Ball Z Abridged?
What do you mean talking about what's going on the internet as far as Dragon Ball Z goes?
Well, what do you
now, you know I've been asked this question before, so I think you're fucking with me a little bit.
Oh.
Yes, you are. I think you know, and now you're filming, so this is you're really putting me on the spot. Like, I'm seriously uncomfortable. No, I hate this question. It's seriously uncomfortable. Because you know what you're doing. That's what's going on. You know? So now you want to ask me about a show that is an illegal thing that I didn't work on, because you know what the deal is, and now you're laughing about it. Like, I'm very uncomfortable right now. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm
Alright,
being
bro.
real with you, you know?
Oof, that's a little bit rough, you know, to be getting that answer from one of your idols, man. I'm honestly quite shocked.
Don't meet your heroes, guys.
No, I completely understand why he got so irritated about the question, right? Because Sean Schemmel has, I think it was known that his opinions about Dragon Ball Z Abridged wasn't really positive. He thought it was like disrespectful to Dragon Ball and Akira Toriyama.
The Dragon Ball Z Abridged by Team 4 Star? Oh, sorry.
Do you have another question? Let me be really frank. The reason I answer questions like that is because Toei does not support that, and Toei and Funimation doesn't, and it's not really very legal.
Which I don't know if we can really consider that a valid take, considering that Sean Schemmel had a leaked audio of himself just saying a slur as Goku.
Hey, look at those ass clothes. Fat.
What?
Now, I just want to make it clear, this is not a video about me trying to cancel Sean Schemmel. There's already been a ton of videos that somehow
I'm not looking that up.
But this is just me trying to give my opinion, all right? If Sean Schemmel ever finds this video, I don't want you to think
he coming
that,
for you.
I'm trying to like end your career and potentially get myself sued for like defamation, all right? Like, all I'm saying is, it's just like, is this really a valid way to act out of a question that honestly on paper sounds really harmless?
So you want my opinion that Toei sent them a thing and they said F you to it, and that they're disrespecting Akira Toriyama because I don't like it, I get a lot of flack? I think they're very funny, very talented, and I grow tired of being put on the spot with this question because you know, bro, you know,
bro.
So I've been working on this show 26 years, and I'm here to promote the real deal, you know? I think those guys are funny, I love parody, I think it's funny, I'm not here to talk about that. And so you're doing this for a reason, you know? I don't believe it, you know?
No,
so,
I was just thinking of a random question.
Hey, is he Canadian by chance?
I've been trolled a lot, so maybe you're right, It's fine. I'm sorry I didn't make me so serious. But can you understand where I'm coming from?
Right.
Can you understand where I'm coming from? Like, I've been working on this a long time. I put my whole life.
If I'm being honest, that's not a bad response. There's plenty of celebs, mostly actors, that get asked risky questions and they point them out to the interviewer.
Honestly, you know? And so, that's me.
Yep, I mean, I always think people are entitled to the opinion. As far as like him, like if he wants to go in that direction about it. Because I mean, for the most part, I don't know the legality between the parody situation and like the official release aspects of it. I'd have to go more detail about it. I just know that Team 4 Stars always, in every episode, they said support the official release versions of it. But I mean, hey, it could be more also a company thing too, where they know, like Funimation, they hate it. Funimation could literally hate it, and because he knows they hate it, he wants to appeal to who pays him. And if he speaks, it's kind of like you're a basketball player and there's a running gag on the team that they suck or something like that, and everybody keeps asking you about it. And the more you get asked about it, the more irritated you get by it. So, I mean, I can get it from what you're saying. Like, is it, you know. But I want to say, bro, be honest, as far as I guess what they're trying to get into the heart of the situation is his responses to a lot of stuff. Like, I think people just, he falls into that same category that actor who played Trevor. Like, he doesn't want, like, he just wants to be known as an actor. He doesn't want to play the game or whatnot. He's not really like, almost like fan friendly. Like, you don't want to meet this guy for real because it's like he doesn't want to actually be known as Trevor. He wants to be known as his name. So it's like, it's a tough thing, you know. But I always think like, hey man, try your best to, you know, so, you know, either support the artist, support, you know, fans be fans, you know, people who like if you're a voice actor or whatnot. Just, I don't know. Sometimes I think, is there a way he probably could handle that? Sure, but I get the response if he's been asked about it. Like, they show different clips of being asked about it, but I don't know. Maybe bro was trolling, but the key 100 with you, he gave him his moment. He did give him his moment. He could have just kind of just slurped it down and been like, support the official release, and just left it at that. You know what I mean? But you do get people. I always believe this, man. If people want a response out of you and that's how they're going for you and you give it to them, hey, they got their clip. Because even he said, he's like, you recording? So, But yeah, definitely support the official release, y'all. Toei, that's pretty good.
I don't really think Dragon Ball Z Abridged is even illegal.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Clear that Dragon Ball Z Abridged is a parody, and has always very made it clear that you should just support the official release.
Following is a fan-based parody. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball GT are all owned by Funimation, Toei Animation, UGTV, and Akira Toriyama.
Perfect.
Please support the official release.
Honestly, I've never seen a single voice actor like Sean Schemmel be in this sort of position, right, where he needs to constantly put out his frustration towards the fans. So I'm not sure if you guys were ever familiar with the situation, right? So there was like this voice actor, right, that Sean Schemmel did not like, pretty much for sounding too much like him, and he thought it was AI. And I remember that when this came out, like people were just absolutely just turning sides on Sean Schemmel.
Turns out Sean Schemmel, the official American English voice actor of Goku, isn't happy with me.
Is that what you think? Around and find out. This is AI. I did not record this, and it does not feel good to have someone use my voice to put words into Goku's mouth. Might be fun for you, but it's not for me.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
Now look, I'm gonna defend the guy who was asking the question. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt that maybe he did not look up on YouTube Sean Schemmel's opinion on Dragon Ball Z Abridged from a long time ago. Because, I mean, I feel like everybody at least knew at some point what was, like, the opinions of, like, one of the Dragon Ball's voice actors, right? But, you know, I feel like not everybody has time to look up their favorite, you know, questions and answers for their favorite celebrity, I guess. But at the same time, I feel like Sean Schemmel could have handled this a whole lot better, man. Like, dude, you could have just said, yeah, I'm familiar with it, and I have mixed feelings about it. That's all you could have said about it, bro. Like, you didn't have to even clarify it like that rude to the guy. I mean, dude, if I was the one asking that question, which I would never do because I already know the answer to that, but if I came home that day and I was being humiliated by a crowd and the crowd were cheering on for Sean Schemmel for some reason, dude, I don't even know if I could even keep supporting the Dragon Ball English version, because imagine one day you're watching Dragon Ball and then you see the character that the guy is voicing, right? And then you have to constantly remind yourself that, oh man, this guy publicly humiliated me in front of thousands online. And I'm just like, I don't know how I can even live with that, dog. You know, Sean Schemmel, like, it's no secret that Sean Schemmel really gets frustrated at fans who just kind of like tickle him the wrong way. He has been a history of just being a little bit hot-headed, maybe for the right reasons or for wrong reasons, but I genuinely do think that, like, Sean Schemmel, in my knowledge, is like one of the only voice actors in the industry that constantly acts like this. I've never seen like another voice actor act similar to this or act similar to that of Sean Schemmel, because I feel like Sean Schemmel, I feel like he treats the voice acting gig a little bit too differently. And most voice actors that I met in conventions, you know, they're one of the nicest people I've like ever met, like ever, because they just love what they do. But look, I get it from a business point of view that Goku is one of the most famous anime characters, right? And you don't want to get fired for that. I completely understand. And
yeah, that's what I think. It's more probably a money thing,
a lot
bro.
of ways you can just handle this a lot better, dog. Like, it doesn't have to be like you just constantly insult a fan or just you putting out your frustration towards the most random people on the internet. It doesn't paint a good look for you. I remember people like 10 years ago were saying that, oh, Sean Schemmel was the definitive Goku voice. He will never get replaced. And now, and up to now, people are now quite saying the opposite. People are saying that, oh, Sean Schemmel is not even a good Goku. He doesn't portray Goku in a good, you know, the Japanese voice actor does a whole lot better at representing Goku's character.
I ain't gonna lie, that's an L take for me, bro. I ain't gonna say that.
Dragon Ball sucks. Now, I'm not gonna say I'm those type of people, but I can definitely understand where that argument comes from. It's a weird thing, like, to see probably one of your idols, you know, publicly, you know, try.
That's like me saying, "Oh yeah, somebody could definitely play Trevor, another person in GTA."
More of a pep talk, maybe. Just a little weird that one of the most recognizable English dub voice actors are acting in this sort of manner. It really doesn't paint a good light, I would say, for like the majority of, like, you know, English dub voice acting. You know, I have my problems with English dub voice acting, but I feel like the people who work there are genuinely respectful people, but this doesn't really paint a good light. But really, I really want to know.
Yeah, that's what I'm
opinion
thinking
about
too.
Sean
Yeah.
Schemmel, because it certainly seems like the public opinion about Sean Schemmel is quickly turning upside down. And I mean that like.
I was hoping for more
it's
context in
it's
this
not
one.
really
It seems
looking
like he
good
just
for the guy,
kind of
but,
made
you know,
the point,
all I can say
and
is
then
that, you know, I hope the man, you know, obviously doesn't really get fired for anything like this. All right.
But he's not
I
gonna
really
get
do
fired.
think that, you know, he has his fans, and there's an audience for him.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yo, go on mute, JP. Go on mute, JP.
What the?
Okay.
But yeah, anyways, you guys have yourselves a damn good one. Be safe out there. And
That's wild.
Peace out, y'all.
Yeah. I think we see what's. Ooh, I've been wanting to see this one. Narrative complacency.
Clean, polished, great action, great art. I really loved Kaiju number 8 when it was still serializing, but for some reason, upon finishing the manga, I found that it's missing that spark that really could have made it unforgettable. Why though? On the surface, Kaiju number 8 has all the puzzle pieces to form a good, typical shonen. It's got a determined main character, it has cool monsters for enemies, it has a power system, but these pieces are just that. Pieces. When you put them together, you get an interesting picture, but individually, each one is not that interesting. It was only after closely examining each
appreciate
part
you,
of
dog.
the manga that I realized
Thanks
the
for
author never
tuning in.
took
Definitely
any great
go ahead and get that alert,
risks.
get some food.
When you
I
look at
gotta
other
do the
manga
same
like
here.
Jujutsu Kaisen and
In
Chainsaw
the next
Man,
couple
both these
minutes,
series
I'm
took
gonna get
large
some.
risks with their stories, allowing them to stand out among the crowd. By comparison, Kaiju number 8 just doesn't
like an
stand
ad
out
or
enough.
something,
Even though the series has an amazing start that can really hook the audience, it strictly follows the formula, never striving for anything greater. I'm sure the author had a lot of fun drawing the manga, and I'm really not bashing them for any decisions they made, especially since the series was likely affected by editorial rushing, but I find the manga to be a fascinating specimen because it should have been great, I think, but somewhere along the way it went from a potential classic to just good enough, and the reason why comes down to one thing: narrative complacency. First, let's talk about characters, because honestly, that's where Kaiju number 8 falls short the most. At the end of the day, the characters are the soul of anime. That's why you stick around. Sure, big fights and explosions are cool, but what really keeps us flipping pages is people. It's the Denjis, the Narutos, the Luffys, the characters who get stuck in our heads because they feel messy, complicated, or just plain fun to watch. But here's the thing, Kaiju number 8 doesn't give us that. For the most part, the cast is flat, forgettable. They
What we
feel like
talking
they were
about?
designed to look
Oh,
cool
Killer,
in
what's
splash
good with
pages,
you?
but not necessarily
This
to matter
is-
in the story. Of course, that's not to say every character is bad. There are 3 in particular.
The last
that
video
I
was
think
about
stand out
hold
above
on,
the
hold
rest,
on,
and
hold
they
on.
serve as
Last
examples.
video was about Sean Schemmel and whatnot. And I guess the guy just was complaining about how he responded really to just one thing. I was hoping he was gonna use like multiple things that Sean Schemmel did, but he was really just complaining about how one thing, how he reacted with the Team 4-star thing. And we were just talking about that in his reaction. He just kind of went in on one particular thing and just kept kind of like rehashing it. So I was hoping he was going to have other examples, you know, to kind of pull this together, but we really only pulled one. And my conclusion was, I mean, I think people are people. You know, some people have different ways they're going to express their emotions for different things and for different reasons. And I think more or less maybe for Sean's is he probably just wants to make sure Funimation's cool. That's who he gets paid by. Even though he gets paid by the fans, Funimation is what pays his check. So if he says the wrong thing, you know, in that scenario, you know, that can affect him. So he ain't gonna mess up the bag like that. So he's probably,
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
bro,
We don't care.
that anime, man. That messed up. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's much ado about nothing. It's much ado about nothing. But Mystic, bro, you were like timely with that, bro. Like you were good. You were good. Every time I talk, you get it like right on time. Like, that's a skill. I give you that. But yeah, man, I hope you're doing good, man. We're watching Kaiju number 8, the pitfall of narrative complacency. So I imagine this is where you have a specific narrative of a story and you don't know how to evolve it past a certain point. I'm trying to think of a good story where that happens. I mean, the only one I can think of is like a real life show. I feel like Lost did that. I don't know if you guys remember that show. I feel like Lost got got stuck in the sauce. It didn't know how to just end. Like, it should have ended like season 4 if you guys were watching that show. But anyway, I'm gonna continue. This is only about 15 more minutes anyway.
Examples for the potential that this series has. First off, Kafka, our protagonist, works because he's simple but effective, and he still has that unique factor that makes him different from other bog-standard teenage shonen protagonists. That one difference is his age. He's this washed-up guy in his 30s, clinging to a dream that everyone around him has already written off as impossible. That's pretty relatable. Like, who doesn't sometimes have that voice in their head telling them they're too old, too late, or too weak to accomplish their goals? Kafka's journey hits because it taps into that very real insecurity, and he shows what he's willing to do to achieve his goal of fighting beside his childhood friend. There's a caveat, though. Unfortunately, as the story progresses, the author fails to take advantage of this unique character. Being a 30-year-old, he has lived much longer than the average shonen protagonist. You can see some of his wisdom in the beginning, but for the rest of the story, he ends up being no different than your average, goofy, hot-headed 17-year-old. You see him spout stuff about the power of friendship, but he doesn't use his accumulated wisdom to reject the views of the main villain. Kafka simply punches harder. The other two standout characters are Hikaru Shinomiya and her father, Isa Shinomiya. They are probably the best written characters in the series. Together, they form a strong, compelling relationship dynamic. To start, Hikaru has a great mix of vulnerability and confidence. Her backstory actually informs her choices, and you believe her drive. When we see her succeed, it's cathartic because we know the struggles she endured in the past with her father, who always pushed her to perfection. Her character arc accomplishes what a supporting character should do: support the story. You see, her arc isn't just in a vacuum like the other side characters. Her arc is tied to many other aspects of the series. Through Hikaru, we get a smooth intro.
I think that's the foundation of what is what we know as a, how can I put it? I'll put it to you this way. Like, I guess with a song, like most people say, having like a 3-minute song that has a nice hook is like the blueprint for making a radio single, right? And I feel like making a good anime, like you said, has those things. They're not the only thing, though, because, I mean, there was so many good anime that didn't explore the world that much, but had very good characters. There was some anime that had really good fights, but characters probably weren't kind of good. You know, they probably could have got fleshed out better. So I think it's how well one thing does that covers other things in most cases. Like, it just has to like sprinkle a little bit. Like One Punch Man, those characters, like, as far as like, they're very well described, but I wouldn't say that they were well written in the first season, right? But it was the action and the tonality and just the sheer on nuance that we didn't get from superheroes that was kept more captivating, at least in my personal opinion. So I don't know. That's a good question. I tend to think that if you're just trying to make like a, you're trying to make a whole long, lengthy 200 plus episode anime, sure. But man, I mean, there's stories where you're not going to get a lot of world building. I think the characters matter more than even world building, to be honest. I think world building can always be explored in some other ways, but I'm not going to say that's like a requirement for a good anime. It's good world building. There's plenty of stories where I still don't know the world at all, but I was like highly interested. Like Fooly Cooly. Explain that one to It's like one of the best short animes of all time. Everybody remembers it, but like I still don't know what that was about. I had no idea what world did that. Maybe the world building was there was no world. It was like, bro, anything goes here. Just freak it, you know. I don't know, but that's one thing that kind of comes to mind is I think probably I think my hot take is that well written characters beats any type of like animation. Like I think if a character's written well, I think that speaks better than how the character's drawn. That probably be my hot take. It's crazy that you could see a character like look nice and animation is cool, but like the whole they could be written like trash and you just be like, ugh, can't watch it. Yeah, Fooly Cooley, it was like slice of life, but it was like a crazy slice of life though. Like it's like what Dandadan was trying to like take a hold of. It's like it took a piece of that and said, yo, let me borrow a cup of this. Okay, yeah, I'm in the wrong page here. But yeah, another guy said world building is at least most important thing you need to make anime good. I think long form, yeah. I think if you're doing a long story, yeah. But I don't think from a short standpoint you need world building. It depends on how long your story is, where that matters. Because the longer a story is, the longer people have to be invested in it. So you have to give them other things to care about than just the main character. You can only like pull that off for so long. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you need I don't think that's necessarily a hot take. It's just this is more of like a nuanced question just based on how long the story is. Like for example, like pilot episodes. You know, some pilot episodes have no context to them. They're just an idea. And people will take that and say, hey, let's make 10,000 episodes out of it. Right? So it's not necessarily that you need good world building or even sometimes well-written characters at the beginning. You need a solid idea. Like you have to have a solid concept that will create opportunity for well-written characters. Like you give them good soil to work in. I don't know if that makes sense, but you gotta give a character a place to grow. You know, like in the world, I guess with Naruto had to be in this soil to help him become Hokage. It didn't matter if he wanted to be Hokage, cool, but like what creates the grounds that make him say, hey, I know I'll be Hokage once I do this, and the readers believe it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, I think it depends, bro. I think, especially if you're a writer, I think it depends on. I feel like it just depends on how long your story is, and that kind of gives you more what you're gonna like worry about. To me personally, you know. But I feel like the longer the story goes, the more important world building is. Like One Piece, I think One Piece has it has to. It's like a requirement. Like I don't know outside of like real life stories where you don't know more and more about the world around it than like Grey's Anatomy. Like Grey's Anatomy is only, I think it's only happening in one hospital, right? But they have like 10,000 seasons. That's like the only other show where I know there's not like world building going on. But I think it's because there's so many issues that people deal with on it. Well, you know what? The world building is the people that come inside the place are coming from all different places, maybe of the world. So maybe that's how they do it. Yeah. But I think in some ways you have to do that. Says I watched Sword Art Online short series that was a battle royale. It didn't world build, but I love the series since I was invested in the character survival and would watch more if they. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's really like what draws you, man. It's like sometimes the idea. It doesn't always have to be like this expansive thing that everybody wants to touch. Don't mind you, some people love that crap. They want to be able to like touch everything that you put in your story. Some people like that, but like, bro, people also don't be thinking that hard about it. They just be seeing, oh, this dude want to do this. Oh, that's cool. oh, this dude want to take, do something else. That's weird. Like, it's like sometimes people are really simple. Would you agree? It depends on the genre too. No, no, because I even think in fantasies you can create like a short story fantasy without even explaining much. Because I think context clues are very. Again, I'm gonna go with time. I think it just depends on how long it is. Because even if you have, let's say if you have a long story, I think world building is gonna matter no matter what. But if you have a short story between in an anime like 20 to I'd say 80, what we'll classify as like a short anime, like between 10 to what? It's got to be like 80 episodes maybe. But I'd say in that area, I don't think the genre would have to matter. I think in any situation, you could work that. It's like Grey's Anatomy happened in a few places, but mainly in one hospital, and was able to work off real world stuff. So you already know the world, but they're just finding new ways to traumatize the cat. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah. You only need to explain enough to tell a story. Yeah, the longer the story, the more you need because you start to expand the world. Yeah, you just need more reasons for the story to exist in the first place. And sometimes you need bigger worlds. That's why I think like with Dragon Ball Z, the more they go on with the series, the more the world has to get bigger because Goku has to get stronger. If there's not a bigger world where he can get stronger, what's the point of him getting stronger? That's also why I like the idea of Dragon Ball just needs to like die. I don't know like how much stronger can Goku get for real? He's already like universe got like Godplex type stuff. Multiversal threat. I mean, we literally got memes of can he beat Goku though? I mean, of course people can beat Goku, but you know. What's this one? Okay, there we go. Oh, a good example of world building not being about the actual world would be a daytime soap opera where the world is the people on the show, not the actual place. Ooh, nice. Now in anime, I believe one place would not be the same without the world itself. Daytime soap operas have been on for like 50 years straight, for real. Like I find it like, could someone make an anime and make it like a daytime soap opera and whatnot, be able to just like cash out on that? Sometimes as the creator, you can have more answers than you ever need to explain to the audience. You can, for real. I think the closest we got was like what, Fruits Basket? I think that was like the closest we got to like a daytime soap opera. Could be wrong. There could be some other ones out there. Sometimes as a creator, you can have. Oh wait, you just said that. See. Detective Conan? Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about Detective Conan too. Yeah. Bro, I was killing it, man. I used to get Conan, Claymore, and what was another story? I used to grab these all at the library or bookstore called Borders, Ice Shield. Um, those are my books. Yeah. Now I would get a little fruits baskets in there just because I just want to know how, like, how sometimes people be thinking. You got to get a little diverse. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to learn how to write. Got to learn from everybody. Oh man, I forgot about the video. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, this one isn't all that interesting. Maybe because I haven't read Kaiju number 8 that much. I think we actually went. Isn't it crazy? I think we went through all these videos. Ooh. I think this one might be pretty cool. This might help y'all out. Give you some justification why you do what you do.
Video games are important to people for so
Oh,
many.
my bad. Before I get started, credit to the video, Dom's Gaming's channel. According to science, gaming is therapy, y'all. According to science, you know. Breaking news.
Different reasons. For some people, it's just something that they do for fun, just a form of entertainment. For others, it's used as a distraction to unwind after a stressful day at work. Then there are people who look for comfort in gaming during the hardest period of their lives.
That's
I'm talking about breakups,
Witcher.
losing your job, or much deeper things like losing a loved one or developing a chronic illness. Something that flips your entire world upside down.
Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me, okay? I've watched Demon Slayer. Watched it. Like 5 episodes. It's not because it's not good. It's not because it's not good. It's just a timing thing, man. It's like every time I watch like an anime, it's easy for me to read manga, to be honest. And even that, like, I'm on and off. Like, I watch a couple episodes and then I ain't watched it in 2 years. I don't know why, but I haven't had like the anime itch to like binge watch an anime show in a minute. I think the last one I binge watched was it was Jujutsu Kaisen and Blade of the Immortal because it was a short series. But I mean my favorite character, Rurouni Kenshin Himura, had a new anime. I watched 1 episode, dog. So this ain't like it's just a timing thing, bro. And I like to how I like to consume anime. I like to sit down. I don't want to draw. I don't want to do anything. I just want to be a consumer. Like I just want to ingest it. That makes sense. Because my body won't. I don't know. I want to feel like a kid a little bit. I don't know. I guess that's it. And it's hard for me to do that at this big old age. I don't know. But yeah. I know Demon Slayer Seed. I know My Hero. I got through 2 seasons of My Hero. And yeah. Yeah, if you're wondering if I've seen anything last 15 years, probably no. Yeah, same here. Like it's hard, man. Watching anime is just not the same. It's not the same as an adult. Yeah, I know, man. Yeah, I'll definitely get to it though. I have some vacations coming up, so I'll definitely watch it. I got a gaming list I'm gonna create and anime list I'm gonna create. Oh, don't get me wrong, I'm lazy too. I can't blame it all on me being busy. Sometimes I have time. Like I'm watching The Boys right now, so I mean I could have watched anime, but I didn't think The Boys was gonna be good. And it turned out it was good, and now it's like I'm watching it, and I'm like almost done with it. Mad that it's almost over. Hate that. Yeah, because I feel like if I watch anime, I'm not gonna draw. Not because like I get depressed or anything. It's just because I get ideas. Yeah, so far it's pretty good. It has some weird moments. I mean, that show is crazy, dog. Like it's real crazy. But yeah, for the most part, I like it. It's weird that I knew it was gonna, like, based on what I've studied in psychology, I knew by the time we got to season 5, I knew that that was gonna be a natural progression from the first time I saw him. The first time I saw Homelander, I knew that eventually he was gonna get to where he got to, just based on, and it's good. They do a good job of like writing characters, like describing them of how they would be like personified under like a. I felt like they sat down with a therapist and say, "What type of character is this?" And they literally gave the description because they fit it to a T. It's crazy. They fit the personalities of certain like certain situations like perfectly. Like Homelander's a textbook narcissist, like with the strange case of short guy syndrome. Like it's weird. But yeah, this is, you know, I've always heard what people say what somebody looks like without a father or something like that, like how their behaviors are if they don't have a father. Like you could tell they don't have a father. Like Homelander is literally the perfect description of a guy who didn't have his mom. Like he's the perfect description of that. Yeah. But it's like crazy, dog. Crazy. Yeah, to say the least, Cayman. That's an understatement. He's nothing like that, bro. Like, I mean, can you imagine if that was Cap for real, bro? Like, eyes probably need to be either up or slanted here. Yeah, that works. Oh, dang it. I forgot. Yeah, back to gaming being good for you.
The more you read about it, the more you learn about it, it's clear that gaming serves as so much more than just entertainment. People turn to it for comfort and healing, and that's exactly what they find. We sink into virtual worlds that give us space to breathe, space to feel safe again, even if it doesn't fix anything in real life, and even if it's just for a little while. Researchers have started paying attention to the positive effects that gaming has on people. They're looking at how games affect your mood, stress, focus, and emotional regulation. There's a real measurable effect here in gaming, and over the years, it is slowly being recognised as a legitimate form of therapy. This video is about the real impact that gaming has on mental health. I'm going to talk to you about who can benefit, how it actually works, why so many of us turn to it, and what the future of therapeutic gaming looks like. That's the part that excites me, the future of therapeutic gaming. It's looking pretty promising, and deservedly so.
Therapeutic gaming, that's a new one.
When I talk about how gaming can help people through tough times, I'm talking about very real things, not just a bad day. We all have bad days, we all know that gaming can help with that. But this is about very real things, and how gaming can help certain people in ways that you might not realise. I've seen many things in my comments alone that has helped me realise the true positive power of gaming.
Yeah, that's
the things people have told me.
Yep, you're right.
Made me realise how important
that's
gaming can be, and has made me even more determined to get the message out. That message is that when balanced, when done in moderation, the positive power of gaming can be anything from a mood lifter to a lifesaver. And I'm not exaggerating. People talk about how gaming helped them through depression, through panic attacks, through trauma, burnout, and so much more. But aside from these personal stories, there's now a growing body of research to back it up, which is important because a lot of the time, if you try to tell someone that gaming can be good for you, people will be very quick to disagree. The truth is, gaming isn't just a distraction. For many people, it's a way to regulate emotions, to feel in control again, to build small.
And sorry to interrupt this video with what you guys are talking about, but yeah, I think Homelander's like, it's not even that. I think it's that the fact that he's doing that, it makes it's kind of easy to develop that, yeah, he's not good. But I think the thing that makes him an interesting character, like, he has these breakable moments where you just want to see you want to see somebody own him really bad. And either that, or he has like a crack in his armor where he thinks he needs to change. But he constantly gets situations where he gets either bailed out of something, like mentally, where he just ends up zapping somebody. Like, the best thing to do with Homelander is never, like, you live the longest by not being afraid of him. That's the one thing. You live the longest by actually being straight up and not being afraid of him. Because everybody who just kissed up to him, they all die at some point. Not to spoil it, you know, if you haven't watched it. But yeah, it's just, those say it's just textbook, bro. The best thing you can do is not care about this dude and move on with your life. It's a good sentiment for people who act that way. You cannot, the worst thing you could do to help these people is to continue to appease them. The best thing you could do is just back off. So yeah, it's a very good example of how, you know, like, if real people had superpowers, because that's what he is. Like, if you took superpowers away from him, he's actually the crazy thing is, he's actually a very real person in the world that you would be afraid to have powers. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the thing, is like, what I love about that story is like, they kind of show you this is what happens if someone with a god complex gets powers. But yeah, it's cool. I like it.
All steps of momentum towards something healthy and positive. So who exactly can benefit from gaming?
Oh, I know, me.
When you live
Not
with
right now, though.
anxiety, the world often feels a lot more unpredictable than it actually is. It's easy to assume the worst case scenario, to fear the worst possible outcome. Your heart can suddenly start racing out of nowhere, your mind loops around the same worries, and ultimately it can feel like everything's outside of your control. I mean, this is just a brief touch on anxiety. There's so much more to it, as I'm sure you're...
Oh yeah, that is one, bro. Yeah, exactly, like Yakumi. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But I think it's just like Homelander had way more issues than Light. But like there was a certain, you know, they have similar situations, like asexual, like bent on feeling like the answer for all the problems, but like the need to be worshipped type of thing. So yeah, they do mimic each other a lot. But I think Homelander gets to the point a whole lot quicker than Light does, because he has moments where he's like, this is the first time I've ever been provoked to ever hit a woman. Like, Homelander was there, I think, day one. He was there, he was already at that point, day one of the thing. But yeah, the dude who, he literally did not care. The guy you're talking about who he let walk away, he literally did not care. Like, hey, yeah, I'm terrified to die, but I mean, it is what it is. Bro, that is some wisdom right there. Yeah, people should go back and literally look at that scene. Bro, look, it is what it is. You allowed to have your feelings, you allowed to be a thing, but hey, bro, do your thing. Whatever you got in the moment that you can control what you can control. Lead the rest up to whatever it is, man, because that's all you had anyway. But the minute you be trying to finagle, manipulate, it's gonna turn on you anyway. Might as well just go ahead and keep it G. Keep it 100. And I like that dude for that, man. He's a real one for me. I actually like that episode. I would have to look up that definition of that word. I'm not gonna pretend that I know that. But I think so. I think so. I'm not beyond looking up words. A person who is obsessed with their own power. Yeah. 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 That's really it. That's who he is. Gotta bounce. Mystic. Hey, bro. Appreciate you joining, man. It's been a minute, bro. Don't be, you can always lurk whenever you have time, of course. But I love when you drop in, bro. You always make it fun. You take it easy, man. But yeah, nah, that's pretty much it. He's obsessed with his own stuff. Like y'all on this. Oh yeah, man. And I'm always about, bro, if you you don't be humble, you will be humble type of stuff. So I just go ahead and float with it. I'll be lurking a lot. Appreciate y'all. No problem, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I had it always naturally, but it really pulled out when I worked at technical support. That joint will humble you real quick, man. Having a whole bunch of stuff going on, and you have like sometimes you working with products that are $3,000 and it ain't working, and people screaming at you, telling you about how they gonna go to a different company. You better fix it real quick. And you have no idea what the answer is, and you got to go out and reach, and they don't know either. So you're back to Mr. Customer. You're like, I'll just be straight up with them. I don't know. I'll be like that, bro. I'll be like, hey, I don't know what's going on with you. I don't know why you can't access the internet and you got a $3,000 device. But you know what we can do? We can figure this out together. We just gonna have to go through a couple steps and we gonna get it done. And we figure it out, Worst thing I could do is act like I did know, man. I tried it once, it didn't work out. So obsession with power and control. Yeah. That's definitely it. That sums him up in a nutshell though, bro. Yeah. But yeah, I like that how they characterize his persona, because it's down to a science. You're not confused on it. What drives the story is the other characters' abilities to deal with him, and if they have an opportunity to get rid of him, can they? Because it's like a domino effect. They either become the person that he is, or they run into an issue of having to deal with him at some point, and they don't have the strength to deal with him. So it's definitely a power struggle type of situation. I like it. Mentally, physically, all that good stuff. Oh man, we were sitting here talking about how gaming is good for you. Back to it, I guess.
You're aware. Video games can cut through that anxiety in a very particular way. They create spaces where the rules are clear, the outcomes are predictable. Nothing jumps out at you that isn't meant to, unlike the real world. In other words, games give your mind structure, which for an anxious mind is very comforting. A 2024 study pointed out that many people with anxiety experience a calmer nervous system during and after gameplay. Their heart rate steadies, their breathing evens out, and their attention moves away from spiraling thoughts towards something more stable, more controllable. Now, to be fair, I think a lot of us who've lived through anxious moments are already aware of this effect that gaming has on us. But it's still nice to see it actually confirmed by research. Gaming will help create a sense of calm. Play the right games and it can do a lot for your anxiety. In my personal experience, the best games for this are open world games. Games where you can do things at your own pace. My obvious recommendation is Skyrim, and I'm sure a lot of you saw that one coming. The ambience, the scenery, the music, the fact that it's quite an easy game, this is a real gem for anxiety and one of my go-tos, and it has been for many years.
Never thought about that one. Probably so though.
Depression looks different for each and every person. It's way more than just randomly feeling sad. For me, it felt like something had taken the colour out of my life. Everything was grey. Foods tasted dull. Even what was supposed to be peaceful music was annoying. Seeing happy people on TV was just unbearable. At the peak of my depression, all I could think was, what's the point? It's all rubbish, it's all pointless. What is the point? Depression strips away your energy and your motivation, your enthusiasm, and the sense that anything matters. And when you find yourself in that state, gaming is something that can truly help you. Now, I'm not saying that gaming is a cure for depression, but it does have its benefits. It has its own way of adding a little bit of colour to your life, and it can certainly lift your mood even if it's temporary. It's the little things in games that can have a bigger impact than you might think. Completing quests, building a comfortable or impressive base, romancing a character, leveling up, alchemy, smithing, discovering secret locations. All of these tiny moments can make you feel like there is still a point to things. Suddenly you've got a bit of energy back, a flicker of motivation. You feel enthusiastic, maybe even hopeful. And yeah, maybe that good feeling is happening inside a video game, but that's still you feeling it. And if you can feel something good here, it's proof that the depression isn't permanent out there. A large systematic review in Frontiers in Psychiatry, so basically an analysis of many different studies, found that games can boost mood and behavioural activation in people with moderate depression. In fact, across the research that they reviewed, between 55 and 70% of participants showed a measurable reduction in depressive symptoms after structured gaming sessions. Just to give you an idea of how successful that is, that's roughly the same kind of result people get from regular depression treatments, such as medication or therapy. Even small play sessions can help someone reconnect with momentum, even just a little bit. And if you've ever lived through depression, you know how important just a little bit can be.
Not a lot, baby girl, just a little bit.
ADHD affects how the brain manages attention, so staying focused can be a real challenge, even on things that you really care about, you're really invested in. Now, video games, especially fast, interactive ones like Call of Duty or Fortnite, these line up perfectly with how their attention works. These games provide instant feedback, clear goals, rapid pacing, and constant stimulation. These are the things that help people focus. That's why a game called Endeavor RX actually became the first video game to officially
not really, not that much right now.
Improve.
Good question. I listen to music when my wife listens to music now, or when I'm on stream. But I don't like do it independently unless I'm gonna start listening to it again when I work out, and I listen to like a lot of like things I feel like that motivate me and stuff. But I just be chilling, bro. It feels weird. Like I never thought I'd have a place where I wouldn't listen to music, but yeah, right now I don't have sequences where I just be like, bro, let me put on an album and let me just vibe. Like I rarely do that now. Even when I'm in a car, like that's why I feel like I'm getting old. Like I could drive like literally, I'll drive for hours and I might listen to a podcast or listen to something that's on YouTube that's like podcasty before I listen to some music, which is interesting. So I don't know. I gotta look that up. That feels, now that I said that out loud, it feels weird. But when I did listen to music, like I ain't gonna lie, I can get very simple with it. Sometimes I might just listen to just like hip hop and whatnot. But every now and again, man, I'll throw on some J-pop. You know what I'm saying? Do that. I listen to some alternative. I might listen to some gospel. I might listen to some pop and whatnot. I can be versatile, but I don't know. It's just all in the moment, really. Love lo-fi though. Missed it again.
Improve their focus.
But yeah,
In
what
its
kind of
trials,
music
around
you listen to?
68%
You
of
listen to a lot of
children
music
showed
yourself?
a real measurable improvement in attention after just 4 weeks of short daily play. In fact, about 1 in 3 improved enough that they no longer met impairment criteria on at least one standard test. Later studies showed similar benefits for adults too. That's a government-approved treatment delivered through a video game. It's a huge step for the gaming world, because it shows how something people once dismissed as a distraction can actually become a way to focus, to train, and to feel capable again. This one is a bit more delicate, and I've had people in my comments talk about how gaming has helped them with their PTSD, so for me, it was a no-brainer to look a bit more into this. Trauma changes how the brain processes safety. It can rewire the way that you respond to the world around you. Things that might feel normal, neutral to somebody else can feel threatening and unpredictable, just impossible to control. When you live with trauma, your nervous system is often on high alert, scanning for danger, even when nothing is actually happening. Everyday sounds, places, or moments can trigger a rush of panic, and that constant state of readiness and alert is often exhausting. It can feel overwhelming, and that feeling of being overwhelmed can also feel endless. Now, games offer something valuable in this situation, a controlled and predictable space where these people can finally decide the pace of what's going on around them. You can finally be in control. You can move as slow as you want, you can stop entirely without feeling on edge. The sense of agency that gaming gives you is something that you don't really have with trauma. Gaming is giving this back to you. Researchers have described how games can work as grounding tools for trauma survivors, giving them an environment where they're not being pushed, where they can comfortably make choices and they temporarily have control. In some studies, people living with PTSD who used structured gaming alongside other support reported around a 30 to 50% drop in symptom severity over just a few weeks. That's clearly not a miracle cure, but it is a real sign of progress. It shows that even small moments of safety and control can start to make a difference. And when you've been living with that constant feeling of being on edge, even a small shift like that can feel like finally being able to breathe again. And it's all from a video game. Everyday stress and burnout. This is something that we all feel, something that a lot of us don't know how to escape from or deal with. The long work hours, and then having to cook and clean and shower, prepare for tomorrow. Some of us try to fit in a gym session or competitive sports. Some of us have somebody else to care for. We have so many responsibilities, and we have to find a way to make time for them around a full-time job, which leaves very little time to ourselves. And then there's also the constant feeling that we should be doing more, making something of ourselves, finding meaning in our lives. And with the ever-present social media, there's the relatively new issue of comparing our lives to those of influencers and harshly criticizing ourselves for underachieving. The exhaustion is real, and it piles up very quickly, and it weighs us down. Gaming has often been criticized as promoting escapism, but the escapism that does come with gaming is more like finally catching a break from the brutality of everyday life, as opposed to escaping and pretending that it isn't there. It's just about catching a break, and we all deserve a break. We're forced to deal with so much that we shouldn't have to, so we all need something to take the weight off a bit. If that's gaming, then great, good for you. Don't let anybody tell you that gaming isn't the answer. A 2024 study on open world games found that even brief unstructured play sessions lowered stress and improved mood. Another study from Oxford, which was updated in 2025, showed that just 15 minutes of gameplay could make a measurable difference in how people felt. Those studies involved thousands of participants across different age groups, and other research backs this up too. A large-scale meta-analysis on digital leisure and stress recovery found that over 70% of participants reported significant reductions in daily stress after short gaming sessions. And these effects weren't just short-term mood boosts for the next hour or so. People reported feeling calmer, more grounded, and more ready to face the next day. Listen, if you're debating grabbing a controller and playing a bit of Xbox or PlayStation or whatever it is that you play, if you decide to go ahead and give yourself that game time, this is you protecting your mental health. If you feel like you need a couple of hours in a game, then you probably do, so just do it. You owe that to yourself. You know, you deserve to catch a break.
Do it!
So when we ask who can gaming help, The answer is everyone. It's anyone who's ever felt anxious or depressed or overwhelmed or burnt out. It's anyone who's just having a bad day or going through a breakup. It's anyone and everyone. And of course, gaming doesn't replace therapy. I don't want you to think that that's the point I'm making. It doesn't replace therapy, and it doesn't make everything that's bad disappear. But gaming evidently can no longer be dismissed as a waste of time or just a childish hobby. For years, games have quietly helped people through some of the hardest chapters of their lives. What's changing now is how that deeply personal comfort is starting to merge with something more structured, something that's beginning to look a lot like recognised mental health care. As mentioned earlier, Endeavour RX is one of the first real signs of that shift, a proof of concept that games can cross the line from something that helps to something formally recognised as part of treatment. And that's where things get interesting, because Endeavour RX is just the starting point. In recent years, researchers have been exploring how games can be integrated into a much wider range of therapeutic approaches. And it's already happening across multiple areas. There are VR exposure therapy programs to help people with PTSD gradually confront trauma in controlled environments. There's narrative-driven games being adapted to support people living with anxiety and depression, helping to regulate mood and rebuild a sense of control. Games that encourage mindfulness and grounding are being used to reduce panic symptoms. Even in chronic pain research, structured game sessions are showing measurable reductions in pain intensity and distress during treatment. And what's important here is that these projects aren't just about throwing the games at a problem and hoping that they help. They're deliberately designed and tested with specific therapeutic aims in mind. That structure is what turns a familiar activity into something that can actually support recovery. And the idea here isn't to replace therapy, it's to blend therapy into something that people already understand and feel safe in. And that safety matters. A 2025 follow-up study from the Oxford Internet Institute found that over 60% of participants said that they'd be more open to seeking help if therapy involved familiar, game-based environments. That is a huge number, and that tells us something very important. For many people, gaming is the only space where they actually feel safe enough to open up. This is why more mental health researchers are starting to see games as a gateway to therapy, a way to gently connect personal coping with formal support, without losing the comfort that makes gaming so powerful in the first place. And once that bridge is built, the possibilities widen. Games stop being just something you turn to when life gets hard, and starts becoming a legitimate tool that therapists and researchers can use to help people heal. Just like art therapy and music therapy eventually became recognised and respected fields, many researchers and clinicians believe that gaming therapy could follow a similar path. And that makes sense. For a huge number of people, games are already where they feel safest and most in control. So the idea of therapists meeting people in that space is a logical progression. Imagine going to therapy and instead of sitting across from someone in a professional and perhaps intimidating room, you're actually entering a calm, beautiful virtual world together inside a video game. A familiar space that already makes you feel safe. Someone who spent years escaping.
Bro, that's gonna be the future of therapy, man. They gonna literally have gaming sessions like in Avatar. You're gonna be like in a GTA type room, and they just gonna pull you up in there and be like, hey, bro. Let's talk about it. See what, you know. All this anger and aggression. We know she done took out like 200 people today, man. You know? That's like 50% up what you normally do. What's going on? You know? Talk to us. We can't have you out in these streets for real doing that. I don't know, but it sounds like something that would be might be probable. But we got like 10 more minutes, y'all. If y'all have any work you guys want to share, you know, for Slice of Art. I don't know if you're still in there, Keeman. I know you went to go get some food. I'm not mistaken. It was either you or Midnight. I can't remember now. But you can drop the link. If not, I'll get it here. There he is. Appreciate you, dog. But I got some nice. But yeah, definitely want to see what you guys got going on. I don't think I even showed you guys my Kenshin. I did Kenshin Imura earlier today. Just wanted to, I did this to fill out my pen, see how it was gonna feel, whatnot. So when I started doing some pages, it wouldn't feel so janky. But yeah, I like how this came out. You know, we like some Kenshin, man. One of my faves. But we ain't got too much more of this video to go here. This is very melancholy, I'm not gonna lie.
Escaping into games for comfort, that alone can make the idea of therapy feel a lot less intimidating. And that's the key. Therapy isn't happening outside of their comfort zone anymore. It's happening within it. Think about narrative-driven games. These are games that allow players to make choices, reflect on emotions, and experience consequences in a safe and controlled way. A therapist could use those stories as gateways into emotional expression, a way to help someone with depression or anxiety explore feelings that they've buried deep down. So instead of saying, "How does that make you feel?" in a clinical setting, a therapist might ask, "Why did you choose to help that character?" Or "What made this moment resonate with you?"
Yo, I just said that. Why'd you kill 200 people?
Questioning to story-driven reflection, it can make a huge difference for someone who finds talking about their emotions overwhelming.
It's like
VR environments.
I think
is
they
another
needed
great
to
example.
go.
For trauma survivors, being asked to talk through their triggers face to face can feel uncomfortable, to say the least. But in VR, everything can be controlled and paced. The lighting, the sounds, the environment, it can be tailored to give that person exactly the level of exposure that they can handle in that moment. A therapist could guide them through step by step, helping them confront difficult emotions while still feeling safe. This kind of controlled exposure is already used in therapy today. VR just makes it far more immersive and personal. And then there's co-op gameplay. So for people with social anxiety or attachment issues, forming connections can feel like climbing a mountain. I've literally been there myself. But playing a game together removes some of that social pressure. You're not sitting across from someone, you're not forced to maintain eye contact, you're working together side by side towards a shared goal. That's exactly what many structured therapy approaches aim for: connection, trust and communication, but in a way that feels natural rather than forced. In all three cases, narrative, VR or co-op, these games will provide a therapeutic setting. The space itself is doing some of the work. It softens the edges of the therapeutic process, creating a sense of safety before any words even need to be spoken. For many people, that safety is the difference between shutting down and finally opening up. And this is why gaming has such powerful potential in mental health care. It doesn't ask people to change to fit the system. It lets the system meet them where they already are. Therapy in gaming isn't just an idea floating around, it's actively being studied. And because of the amount of studies in this area, that tells us something really important. The cultural groundwork is already here. People don't see gaming purely as a hobby anymore. They increasingly see it as something connected to emotional well-being.
Watching a video on how
shift into real therapeutic
by science gaming is
infrastructure
therapeutic.
Matters. This means training programs, ethical standards, proper clinical frameworks,
About to do
same
slice
steps
of
that
art
other
here in a
creative
minute,
therapies
though.
went through to become established. Art therapy didn't become legitimate overnight, it grew through research and structured training and practice standards. Gaming therapy will need to walk that same path. And that process has already started in small ways. In parts of Europe and the US, early training programs are emerging to teach mental health professionals how to safely integrate games into their work, from co-play therapy models to VR-based exposure interventions. It's still early days, but the direction is clear. The idea of a gaming therapist might have sounded very strange 10 years ago, but when you consider how many people already use games as a source of safety and emotional regulation, the idea of professionals stepping into that world starts to feel less like a silly idea and more like the next logical step in mental health care. I think what excites me the most about everything we've talked about in this video is just the direction that gaming is heading. I'm a big fan of video games, and I always have been, and I always take mental health very seriously too. So to see the two coming together is a really good sign. Gaming has always kind of lived in its own space, treated like something separate from serious parts of life, shall we say. It's always been something that people escape to, something to wind down to after work, something for a bit of fun or to pass the time. And for a lot of people, that's still exactly what it is. but slowly it is becoming something more. Researchers are paying attention in ways that they didn't before. Therapists are experimenting with ways to use gaming alongside traditional methods. And governments are actually approving game-based treatments that could one day be just as normal as picking up a prescription or booking a counselling session. Gaming is slowly but surely stepping into the world of health and
that's
well-being, and in my
funny.
opinion, rightly.
It's like, okay, we got you right up here, sir. It looks like we're gonna need you to spend at least, we're gonna need you to call off work today, and we're gonna need you to spend at least about 4 to 6 hours playing GTA. We find that your studies show here, based on your mindset, that you need to go ahead and get a release out and start, you know, you have all this pent up energy. We think you need to go take it out on an imaginary society here real quick, and then just give us a recap of how you felt afterwards, and yeah, just try not to impose any of these ideas out in the real world. You know, if you could do that for us, sir, that'd be great. Make sure we have this covered for it. Looks like under your plan, this should be like PTO for you, so you should get paid. Yeah, future's crazy, bro. I'm convinced, like, people are literally you're gonna have like a whole insurance policy that's gonna let you play games when you feel depressed, like, and get paid for it. Like I said, like, some of this stuff is like cool, but at the same time it's like eerie, it's like weird, bro. Like, that is crazy. Oh my gosh.
So, we all need a helping hand from time to time, and some of us struggle to reach out and grab that hand more than others. That's just the reality. So why not meet these people on their own terms, in their own safe space? I think for the people that this video is aimed at, the future is looking more and more positive. I think one day gaming will be a highly accessible form of therapy for certain individuals. Gaming is being seen for what it is. It's being taken much more seriously. It's looking good. Now, as you may or may not know, I'm not the best at goodbyes, so...
Yeah, I like that. That was cool. Alright, we're gonna pause it there because our next video, I have no idea what it is. How to play games in a healthier way. Oh, heck no, this is a 2-hour video. I'm good. I'm gonna hold off on that. Probably gonna get some bonus pack up in here since it's late and kiddos are to bed. Alright, hope you guys are able to drop any of your work that you want here for me. Check it out. Like this. Chilling. wonder if I want her looking back in some weird way. I think we do. I like your emotes. Mine are old. I need to update those. Like I have new characters I want to add. I got some more for cheat. I'm gonna add like my like actually me on there. But yeah. I think I want her head to be a little bit more up here. I should do that. Get this worm. Alright, y'all. Go ahead and pop this over here. Y'all give me just a quick second. I'm going to like break for like 2 seconds to go grab some water and stuff. I'm gonna be right back and we're gonna do some slice of art. So I'll be like 5 minutes. I'll be right back. Alright. Stay chill. Alright, we are back. Back on the attack. Appreciate y'all just vibing on the stream, being here so long. Gonna go ahead and start Slice of Art. Go ahead and
Flavored water, 15 cents. Come taste my knees. 15
good.
cents.
Got 3. I'm prepared to run out and get some. But just gonna go ahead and pull up. And we pull up the Slice of Art here, y'all. Let's get it. Where's Discord at? Always hiding. Here we go. Alright. Yeah, I'll run through everybody's here. But yeah, this is what I had did. You guys got to check the late night stream and whatnot. I had worked on this. I think we left like about 1. Like it was like 1:10, I think. It was woof. It was a good stream though. But we'll start with the work in progress stuff here. Keeman's working on his tentacles. Working on his tentacles again. The mechanical ones, I think he said it was kind of, you know, I like it though, bro. Given at the end, you're like, "Arr, Mr. Squidward, why do you have to have multiple tentacles? I have to cut them down." Like there's a missile over there. It's crazy, dog. It's like somebody running too. Are they the same? Like the same people, maybe. This is like Barnacle Man. Not Barnacle Boy. Like it. Oh, got us a whole. You know, oh snap! I ain't get to see this last time. That's dope. Ooh. Very mystical. I like the colors. That's really dope, bro. I'm lazy on Instagram. Forgot this revolution. Sorry for the delay 30 minutes. Oh no. Okay, first page. Okay. So I got a sum up story idea. I got old philosopher saying that a king couldn't have wasn't equal. Also, if you ever read Uzugoi, reference my favorite manga. Ooh, see you guys next week. Page 4. Nice, man. He's giving us some 1 week, 4 page. That's dope. This is a good situation. Gotta love King Squid when he's angry. Yeah. Alright, hopefully I'm reading this in the right order. I am a king, and I can have whatever I want. Women, money, the entire world. What do you want? Or so I had thought. My lord, you believe everyone in this world are equals, right? How could you? That moment, the king realized the only thing he couldn't have wasn't an equal, but one thing he couldn't afford to do was a revolution for the crimes he had once done. Dang. Wait, how could I forget? No, a king doesn't have an equal. You are mistaken. God creates all equal since we're both of our blood is red. You asked me what I wanted. I want justice for all the people that you killed, all the money that you stole, and my daughter that you took away from me. Dang, okay. All right, that was good. I don't think that was 4 pages though. Hold on. It was. I can't count. Yeah, solid. Like that, dog. Go ahead and get that fired. And the okay. All right, look, hey, we got chaos in the house. These are cool. Now these like thumbnails. What not thumbnails. I think what am I thinking of? Kind of like a PNG character type of thing. I really like this would be cool. Like or a sticker. Yeah, a sticker would be nice. I like this though. I remember this one. We were saying it gave some Brawlhalla vibes. And we got the purple. We got the perp. And like I like this. This is really cool. The rainbow flame. That's cool. In the background too. I like how you contrast colors too. You got the the vibrant blue in the back where it has like this kind of almost like a emerald type of effect to it. These are commissions. Oh, but these are cool though. I like it. Great stuff. Great stuff. As Keenan said, echo it. Yeah. All right. And last but not least, we're gonna go to the Lodge Dojo over here. And what was updated 3 minutes ago? E-Matter. Synapses. All right. Hello now. Do these come with subtitles? Ronnie, it's text. Alright, hold up. I think we're getting a lore dump here. All good. Oh, so those are just their colors. I didn't color drop the colors though. I picked them myself. Nice. Like that. Alright, that's okay. This is recent. Okay. E-Meta. That's what not E-Meta is a sketchbook journey that transform emotions, thoughts, and experiences into characters, visual stories in a collection of mood boards, concepts, creative exploration. Each page offers a glimpse into the artistic process from rough sketches and line art to illustrations, character concepts, and design development. More than just an art book, E-Matter is an invitation to create, explore, express yourself through openness, creativity, imagination. This project helps inspire others to embrace their own ideas and turn them into something meaningful. Okay, nice. Emotional journey. Happy. Anger. Fear. Sad. Surprise. Disgust. Critical. Accepted. Rejected. Submissive. Awful. Avoidance. Hurt. Does that hurt? I want to say it's hurt. Joyful. These are cool, dog. Yeah, I like the pen that you use. Got a nice, cool, different line weights to it. Reminds me of the one I got. Manga. Happy. He's working his butt off today. Hey. I think these are the amount of characters. Nice. Noise cities. Yeah, I like to see how you're gonna continue this, bro. I like it. Let's see here. Bum, bada, bum, 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 bum. Where we at? I think that's it. That's all we got. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for sharing. Any favorites? They're all equally great, man. As far as your art, so let me go back. Because they all represent a type of an emotion, I guess. So I think the one that probably Is it weird? I guess I vibe with this one right here, Rejected. It does, I guess, yeah, it does feel rejected. It reminds me of, let me turn this down. This reminds me of Naruto on Swing Kun a little bit. You add like the Naruto music. Speaks to me right here. So I like this one. I say out of all of them, this is my favorite. Yeah, I like that one. But they're all like, it's, you know, I think it's relative. They're all pretty good though, man. It was really kind of like toss up. It's not like overwhelmingly type of thing. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Everybody got, it's cool to see everybody has their own style, how they have their approaches to things and whatnot, and where they want to go. I think that's cool. Oh man, I'm getting tired. I'm gonna try to stay up a little bit later so I can get this page done, but I think I need to get some coffee. If you need sleep, sleep. Yeah, I'm not gonna push it. I think I'm just gonna write down the game plan so I don't forget things. My habit is that I will have a drawing plan where I'm gonna go, like if I want the eyes or an expression or something with lettering and whatnot, like some type of Batman word to jump out. So we can. Man, I can always raid designs again too, though. I'm gonna do Warney just because Warney actually followed me at the end of the stream before I left, so I'm imagining that they were lurking at the time, and I probably would have stayed a little bit longer. They probably would have raided me, but I was like, you know what, man, let's get this guy a break. Oh yeah, no, I've definitely been on this channel before. Extremely chill. Like him and designs are like, I try to raid and dash. They're just cool people to talk to. You know what I'm saying? So I get the talks and then I gotta dip because I end up falling asleep on the stream. I be nodding out like, bro, I gotta go. I nodded off and whatnot. So no, they good people to raid. So yeah, I think that would be a good idea. And I'm gonna I'll finish a lot of this off stream, you guys. I don't want to keep y'all this go round, but I will at some point. We're gonna have we might just do us all nighter and whatnot. It might be a Saturday. I might just impromptu stream. It'll be a Saturday or Sunday. Watch out. So, but yeah, man, I appreciate you guys. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna get the raid in here. Yeah, I might have to get some stuff and whatnot. I don't know. We gotta do something cool. And then once I finish the manga and whatnot, we'll probably do like a little celebration stream and whatnot. Cause you gotta reward yourself when you complete stuff. You know what I mean? Give yourself a reward system, you know, to make you feel like you need to do it again. So I don't know. We'll probably do something like a gaming or a movie stream. I don't know. Whatever is probably the most chill. I'm not like I play Call of Duty and Apex and whatnot. I just like to laugh at those games. I don't take them seriously. So I don't think I play those. We do something like super chill or something like that. I'll get like everybody's take on a game or something and we could figure it out if it's a game. But if it's a movie, it could be a movie or whatnot. But yeah, definitely something in the future. You back to work tomorrow? Nah, I feel you. Nothing wrong with that, man. Get that money on. It was Warney TV. Right, y'all. I appreciate y'all putting a raid call in the chat, y'all. Definitely show Warney some love here. Gonna check them out. Most likely, definitely drawing, all that good stuff. So,
Just like me. Trash.
I did it wrong. Oh yeah. Hold up. Oh boy. We had a typo. Hold on. I put TV, bro. Appreciate it. Thanks for the pen. Sheesh. Alright, there we go. We good now. Well, I'm glad y'all caught that. It'd been crazy. We've just been raiding somebody and they've been like, who? Who are you talking about? For who? No, man. Get up out of here. Ban. Ultra ban. Like, dang, man. Don't do me like that. Oh, yeah. That would have been one of them. But I hope to see you guys next time. I'll be back here again on, what, tomorrow's Thursday? Dang, it's already the last day. That's crazy. That is crazy, y'all. But hope y'all have a great rest of the day. I will see y'all next time. Till then, be easy. We out.
Everybody, but it's like, oh, you make a thing for somebody with no expectations, and then it turns out they like it. If they're a return client, it's like, hey, oh, hello, Ronan. I heard the notification that time. Swordsman 1 and 2 raid. Let's go. Hello, Ronan. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing good. Hello, Delon. Hello, Keenan. Keenan? I think it's Keenan. Hope y'all are doing good. Welcome, welcome. Some of y'all might know me from before. I think, yeah, Ronan is rated before, but in case you don't know, hello, I am Warney. I am actually drawing right now. You just can't see it on Twitch because I'd get instantly banned. But if you do want to see it, I am screen sharing. It's just on Discord. Just spice warning. There's holes. Lots of holes. That's your warning. But you have it right. All right, cool. Mr. Delon prepares the devs, warming up that dev. Yeah, no, so I am drawing, but just because it's a little spicy, I'm not sharing it. So it's just chatting. Like, it's just chatting here. And if you want to hang out here and you're just wanting to hang out here, cool. If you need to, what do people say? Aim for the holes, stay for warning. Oh. I definitely know you. Yeah. Dumbledore is like, oh yeah, no, we know Warney here. Oh, Ronan, I actually found you the other day. I don't know how I didn't follow you back, but I did find you on Twitch. I was like, oh fuck. So I did find you. I did leave a follow like right at the end of your stream for the, like, I think it was during the ending soon section, and I had like literally dropped a follow like at the very end of the ending soon. I was like, I don't care, I'm not gonna watch any of the stream because it's already over. I am still following so I could fucking find you later. So I did find you again, just way later. So that's progress. I felt bad because I wanted to shout you out. No, it's okay. It's okay. You didn't. I didn't expect anything in return. I was just like, shit. I need to find these people. Only problem is I had recently swapped from Moobot over to Nightbot. And you know how Moobot is nice and it tells you like everybody who follows you and everybody who raids and all of that stuff, and Nightbot doesn't. So Nightbot is just like, who do you want to ban, boss? It's like, I don't want to ban anybody. I just want to know who followed. It's like, we don't do that, boss. We just ban people. I'm like, oh, So I needed to find a log for all of that stuff outside of Nightbot just to find people. So I was like, shit, where was he? Because I couldn't find you afterwards. So I did. It was actually recommended, actually, like the Twitch sidebar actually recommended you. I was like, Ronin, holy shit, that's him. So I was like, hold on. I went to your stream because it said you were live. I was like, that's the guy. That's the lot. Although now that I think about it,